Guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. Today we are going to compare a 2025 versus a 2020 Acura MDX. So we're going to compare them, see what the differences are between them. I'm going to let you guys know the positives and the negatives to both models. So without further ado, let's go take a look. What's good, YouTube? This hood is really light. Giddy up! If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the channel and make sure that you hit the notification bell so that you can be alerted of any new uploads that I do, and hit the like because it helps the channel to grow. On with the video. So first of all, let's talk about the obvious changes between the 2020 and the 2025. I don't think that there's much difference. There is a bigger Acura emblem than there is on this. The grille is bigger than there is on mine. I actually think that the 2020 looks a little bit more sporty because it's got more silver pieces. So I think that the front of this car actually stands out more because you've got the silver piece here on the bumper and the silver piece at the very bottom. This one actually looks very plain. And before you ask me, are they different trim models? No, they're the exact same trim model. So this is a 2025 Acura MDX with the technology package. This is a 2020 Acura MDX with the technology package. I think you can tell just by looking from the front that the new one is a little bit wider than what the old one is. Which one do you guys like from the front the most? I like mine from the front the most. Some people are going to like it a bit more plain. The difference in the headlights, if I open up the new one and the old one, you can see they have both got LED, or I should say HID headlights. These ones are a little bit more streamlined, a little bit more slick than what the ones on mine are. You can see totally different style when it comes to the turn signal. But these are halogen. They're not halogen, these are still HID headlights. They just shine a little bit different. Okay, both cars, if you compare, they both have the folding mirrors and they've got lights in the mirrors. So if I open up the new one, you can see that the mirrors do fold out when you open them. Open up the 2020, same thing, mirrors fold out. So whichever mirror you like the best, it's all just going to be preference. But there are some big differences, but that comes more on the inside of the vehicle. If you look at the wheels, mine has got the 20-inch rims on the Pirelli Scorpion tires. They are 245/50 by 20, so they're a little bit more narrow than what they are on the 2025, because these are actually 255s. These are 255/50/20, so a little bit more meat. But I think that the style of this wheel is much more plain. It's kind of like a gunmetal gray and silver, but it's more of a straight style. Whereas the one on mine, I think they look a little bit more sporty because there's a bit more of an angular shape when it comes to the style of the wheel. From the side view, they are pretty much identical. Both of them have got chrome around the outside edge of the windows that goes all the way around, and then you've also got this chrome piece that's on the bottom that I'm actually not that much of a fan of. I don't think it looks that good on this particular car, but the hood is definitely longer, even though it's got the same type of engine in it. So it does give this car an overall longer look, and it's also slightly wider than what it is on the 2020. So the main difference, even though mine has got the chrome around the windows too, the reason why this one looks better on this car is because the chrome piece is all the way at the bottom. It's more like a side skirt, whereas the chrome piece on this one, it's like in the middle of the door. It looks stupid. so I don't really like that on this car. If I open them up so you can see the difference in interiors. You've got all black leather with a very basic looking infotainment. I am not a fan of the infotainment on this car at all, because it still has got that strange 2-screen setup. So you've got 2 memory seat settings. You have a analog dash. There's no digital speedometer. And then you do have to plug your phone in order to show your Android Auto. So you've got a few different plugins down here. It gets kind of messy with the wires. You've got USB A. So you've got 3 USB A's, and then you've got an auxiliary port. One of these USB A's works for the Android Auto to get plugged in up here. So the map would show up here, and then the radio would be down in this part. The radio is okay, but it's nowhere near as good as the one in the new version. Steering wheel is fine, but like I said, this, even in the back, the rear seats I think look better in black leather, but that middle piece does not come out. On the new version, that middle piece comes out, and these two seats act more like captain seats. But I like the black more than I like the tan in the other one, but the interior on this one is definitely a downgrade compared to the interior that I'm going to show you on the new one. And also has just got a regular sunroof. This is fully open, so as you can see, it is not that big. So let me go ahead and compare it and show you the new version of the interior on the 2025. I'm sweating like a pig because it's over 100 degrees. All right, so now looking at the interior on the new 2026, this is way upgraded. Let me go ahead and turn it on so you can see it. When you turn it on, clearly you can see that's a digital dash. Very, very, very pretty. You've got the digital speedo. When you change modes in this one, you can see it tells you what mode you're in: sport mode, normal mode, comfort, and snow. This bit is all super duper upgraded. I really like the look of this, minus it being all gloss black. You've got this big piece for the wireless charging on your phone, and then you've got wireless Android Auto, which is awesome. And then if you also click through some of the menus on this car, you will see, maybe I gotta close the door, hold on. You'll see that the map pops up on the screen here. So that is a lovely touch. Also, when you look on the interior, look how big this massive moonroof is. If you slide this button, it will open up the shade, which is a beautiful touch. Then if you press the next button, it will do a slight open on the moonroof, and it will stop right there. If you press it again, it fully opens the moonroof all the way. So that is a lovely touch. These seats are nice. Like I said, that middle piece can come all the way out, and they can be just 2 captain's chairs. It's still a 7-seater, but I prefer personally the look of the black leather versus the cream leather, especially when you've got kids, because these seats are going to get filthy anyway. An added touch is you get these extra shades on the technology package on both sides. You do not get that on the newer version, and you get a much needed upgrade on the Bang & Olufsen stereo system. It sounds amazing, and there's 3 levels of seat memory seats on the passenger side and on the driver's side. Plus you've got heated seats but no cooled seats, which is the same on the 2020 model. And the new steering wheel is absolutely amazing to the touch, and the type of leather that they use this time is actually going to last a lot longer than what the leather is on the old model. That leather actually wears out a lot faster. A quick look at the headlights. on the 2025 model. That's how those ones look. And then you got the headlights on the 2020 model. The ones on the 2025 definitely look a little bit more futuristic in my opinion. Let's do a quick side-by-side for the profile views of these two cars. So even with the side-by-side, and I want you guys to leave a comment down below which one you like the look of the most. I personally like mine the most because of the silver piece at the very bottom. That's a very nice place to put it. It is very out of place on that, being in kind of at the bottom section of the door, but they should have put it all the way to the very bottom. Not to mention, these wheels look a lot more sporty. These look a lot more plain, in my opinion. Also, the engine sound is a little bit louder on this. It's way more quietened down. So they've tried to refine this to not have such a loud V6 engine. But because I'm a car guy, I actually prefer having a louder engine than I do having a quiet engine. Don't get me wrong, this is super quiet when you're not on the gas. When you get on the gas though, you get more of that growl. You don't get that growl as much from this one. You still get it, but it is muted. But just take a look at the wheels. Definitely, I think that the wheels on mine look better. Mine also looks a little bit nicer because the front windows were tinted to match the back, whereas that one doesn't have the full tint. I'm just taking a quick look at the rear lights and the exhaust tips. I'm still loving how the back of my 2020 MDX looks. I'm not actually crazy about how these round exhaust tips look. They're not exhaust tips, they're trim around the exhaust, but it still looks good. But I don't think it looks as good as it does on the newer model, which I'm going to show you right now. So it's a little bit of a mixed bag. One, I do not like the lights as much at the back. I actually prefer the lights on the older version, but what I do like more on this version than I do like on the older one is I much prefer this trim around the exhaust. It just looks better. It's real metal. It's not plastic like it is on my version. So that is a wonderful touch. And I don't even mind this piece down here. This actually looks pretty good. But the lights I'm not into. The exhaust is a go for me. So overall, would I upgrade my 2020 for this 2025? The answer to that question is not at this present time. They drive far too similar to justify me paying double what I paid for that. And this is still pretty low miles. I mean, it's only got 58,000 miles, which if you know anything about these Acura engines, they can go a long time, well into the 300,000 mile mark. So I'm not worried about this having 58,000 miles at all versus this only having 100. This is gonna last a long time as long as I do the regular maintenance on it. Like I said, it looks a lot more sporty in my opinion than what this one does. But don't forget, had both models. Let me know the differences that you notice when driving them. Don't forget, leave a comment down below. Let me know which one you like the most. Like the video, subscribe to the channel.